Hey, welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org. Consequence and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thanks as always for making your way here for checking out the series. Of course, you know what to do. If you like what you see, what you hear, hit that subscribe button. I put out 3 new interviews every single week, so it's a great way to keep up with all of your favorite artists. I'm so excited. Natti Natasha is here today. Hello.
Hello, how are you? Thank you for having me.
It's so great to have you on here, especially to talk about this. You've got a new album. New album. Do we count this as, is this album three technically?
Four,
Four. There we go. Okay. That's
four, my
technically speaking.
four.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, congrats on this. This is such a good listen. Um, you're leaning into things. You've talked before about genre and just being fluent in genre. We've heard you in so many different styles. Like, what is it about this era? Where do we find you this time?
We find me in a very proud moment of myself, going back to my roots, representing my culture, representing myself. Um, this is definitely a moment of just being very close to the fans, embracing Dominican Republic, embracing Latinos, um, and definitely there, just being talking about the realest things in a whole bachata album.
Yeah. Is there any reason why you found yourself like embracing all of that right now?
Because it's a well, this project I have had for 3 years.
Mm.
I've been working on it for 3 years, being very specific, making everything super perfect. Is an album produced and written by Romeo Santos, which is the king of bachata. And it was not released at the moment that it was supposed to be released. A lot of things happened in the middle of these 3 years. And it also happens that in one of the best moments of my life, which is now where I feel like everything is just flowing again, where I have found myself, where I feel like I know myself way more, where I have like been through so many challenges that I just want to enjoy everything I'm doing and doing that, going back to my roots, being real to myself and embracing my culture. I feel like is the best moment where I could have released this album.
Yeah. When you go into an album, especially as we talk about genre and bachata, like, do you know that going into it? Is that something that you find once you're in there, or do you have like the full vision as you enter?
Yes, of course. I mean, definitely this is called Natti Natasha and Amargue. Natti and Natasha and Amargue. In Amargue in English is like an in your feelings music. So it's very passionate. And definitely I had the vision instantly. You know, when you go to bachata, it's real lyrics, it's passionate lyrics, it's I'm gonna die for this love. So definitely I knew what I was getting myself into. I was born and raised around bachata, even when it wasn't very accepted in Dominican Republic because it was very underground at the moment. And I went through that whole era. So being able to live that and to see how it has grown with the years so much that now is music that you can hear around the world. I think is very impactful. And now having the opportunity of doing it myself, I think it's amazing. I think it's kind of surreal, but it's a very, like I say again, a real moment for myself.
Yeah.
And definitely I have the vision. I always had the vision of what I wanted fans to feel, what I wanted them to connect with, because the lyrics are very real, like things that really happen to people, to women, when they're in a relationship, when they're not in a relationship. So that's definitely the connection with everyone out there.
Yeah. You've, in fact, in the past, you've talked about sometimes you've had to embody a character in a
Of course.
song to get there. I almost feel like this is the opposite of that. This is not you embodying a character. Is that an
Well, some
assessment?
songs, no, no, and I get what you mean. When each song, when it's not talking about yourself, like Quiereme Menos is a song that Romeo Santos wrote for me and inspired by me and my partner. So that's definitely a song it's me. When it's songs talking about other people relationships, then that's when you have to embody that character, right? But I feel like everyone in one moment or another in their life have experienced these things. You know, yes, I've gone through heartbreaks. Yes, I've been very adventurous. So I feel like each song, even if I have to embody it, sometimes I have gone through it, not necessarily in the present moment. So yes,
Yeah.
I don't have to embody it that much.
When you're doing bachata, is that do you have to do something new with your voice? Like, does it change the way that you have to sing?
Not at all.
No.
Very soulful, and I feel like I do that. I make sure you get that flavor from me in any genre. It could be reggaeton, it could be a bolero, it could be an R&B, it could be a salsa moment, it could be an EDM song and a house, anything. I make sure that Natti Natasha's there, and I feel like that's something that is like a stamp, the soul.
It's interesting because there are genres where you would, right? Like if you were doing country one album and metal the next album, that's probably going to change the way you do it. It's interesting to hear you because it's like you bring the genre to you
I feel like
instead of
that's the interesting. I feel because I feel like that's the interesting part of it, and I feel like that's how everyone out there connects with you is like people listen to you. They're your fans. So yes, sometimes you have to change the style a little bit here and there, but that's not what happened with this bachata album. You have a lot of flavor here. You have that deep voice, you have the soft vocals, you have everything, and that is definitely the essence of Nati Natasha all over the place.
and
I
some
didn't
beautiful
have to do I didn't have to work hard at all. It just came out naturally.
and some beautiful guitar work all over the album too, I will say.
Oh, beautiful musicians. It was all produced by Romeo.
Mhm.
It was his musicians. He made sure everything had also his essence because it's his work. Romeo Santos presenta a Nati Natasha en Amargue. I mean, who would have thought? This is not not if the one of the most important projects of my life. I mean, I used to listen to Romeo Santos while I was in Dominican Republic, still living, and I used to say, wow, he's revolucionando bachata. Taking it internationally, taking our flavor, our music, our culture around the world, and being able to sit with him in the studio, seeing him create, seeing how it's magical, how you could see another person getting inspired in my situation and making a song. I feel like, how can it get better than that?
Yeah. And hearing also just your natural evolution. I mean, you have that first single, which, translated Love Me Less. I love that phrase because that's not something that I would think that I would ever hear in a song. That's but like you've grown, we grow. You sing about love and that changes. Like how, I guess I'm asking like where you are now, how has that changed for you? The way you've wanted to present what love means in a song. How love changes for you while you're singing about it. Is it a big difference now than it would have been 5, 6 years ago?
Yes. Yes, I would have probably never told someone to love me less because I was looking for love. You know what I mean? I think I'm a, ¿cómo se dice? Yeah, yeah, I'm a romantic at heart. I'm very passionate about life in general. And to me, love has always been very important. I feel like I was always searching for that. Even not obviously not in the moments that I was being wild, but like you say, everything changes. So, you grow and you just understand when you find that special person, you don't want that person, you don't want that moment to change, even though if it changes with time. But right now, it's a real moment. While I'm singing about it, it's happening. And meanwhile, I was looking for that for years. And I think we all look for that for our whole lives. So singing about it at the moment, that's why I say sometimes like when they say, what if it ends? What if it's not forever? I'm like, well, you enjoy it while it's there because it's like music. It's like songs. They change. I probably singing La Mejor Versión de Mí, which is a song that became a bachata with Romeo Santos a long time ago. And I can still sing about that song today, not necessarily having the same meaning, which is like the best version of me because every day you get the best version of yourself. And at that moment, I was probably um, dedicating that song to someone who had hurt me in the moment. But right now, when I sing about it, I sing it to myself because I'm proud of myself every day. So yes, the meaning of the songs sometimes do change with time. So to me, it's very important to taste the present. And Quiéreme Menos right now is that song. And this whole album is that song just because of the moment, because of the opportunity I'm given of collaborating with Romeo Santos in this way of being the producer and the writer, of having the opportunity of representing República Dominicana, representing my blood, my where I was born and raised, my family, everything that I know. So I mean, is an amazing gift in general.
Yeah. And I'll also say it's a beautiful video that you put out. I mean, just seeing the reunion and knowing the story, letting the audience in on that. I mean, that's a big trust fall, I think, for any artist, and you really do that well.
I feel like that's what people want to know, that they don't go through things by themselves. You know, I feel like everyone, they want to see the real essence of the artist. And if I have the opportunity of showing my battles and my y mis éxitos and my, how do you say that? My, yeah, my success, whatever I'm going through at that moment in my life, I feel like it's important. I feel like the world needs more real moments. It needs it urgently. So I definitely, you know, try.
Yeah. Well, there's so many great moments on here. And that second single, my singer Escasez de Besos, Besos, shortage of kisses, as I wrote down. There's a special kind of feeling in that song.
Escasez de besos. Él escuchó, you heard the whole album?
I have heard the whole album. Yeah.
Beautiful. Escasez de besos is a very like, it's a song that talks about something that happens to a lot of women, but don't really express it because it's like a kind of a, ¿cómo se llama? Se dice así mismo en inglés. It's taboo, you know?
Hmm.
It's like, it's a little bit embarrassing. I don't know how many feelings you can get in there, but like being with your partner and understanding that that person is not treating you the way they're supposed to in general, and like the song says, like in bed, is taboo for sure for women to speak about, you know, because it hurts the ego of the man. It hurts so many things at the same time, but it's real. You know, it happens to some people, and I feel like singing about it, having it in a song is going to be the voice of a lot of men and women that are out there. You know, you don't want those things to happen to you, but in the song we talk about it, but we don't talk about it in a sad way. We talk about it as in a, I'm I'm over past this already, but I wanted to tell you how you made me feel at a certain point while I was giving you everything. So that's like el contexto of Escasez de Besos, which is one of my favorite songs in the album, is very real also.
Yeah, I was about to just repeat you there. It's a very real moments,
Yeah.
hearing just all it, and I'll just close by saying, all you have this album, this beautiful album, and all the collaborations that you do, that you've done on the front end through the year. It's like, how do you keep track of all of these?
Listen, sometimes you have to sit down and allow other people to tell you, Mira, we've done this, we've done this, we've done this. I've been very blessed. I am grateful of all the collabs I've done. I've been given the opportunity of having icons, collaboration with legends that I look up to, that I still look up to. It doesn't matter how many times I've collaborated with them. To me, is a gift every single time. And I remember each and every one of them because they're very special moments. And it's songs that have transcended, it's songs that have broken glass ceilings. They are songs that are forever. And that is something that I really that's definitely a vision that I had with this bachata album. I wanted to make music forever, not just for the moment. And that is definitely something that I always um, look at, that I always listen to, that I always look for when I'm doing a collaboration, when I'm doing a song. I don't want it for the moment. I want it forever because I feel like that's what really connects with fans and people in general.
It's a beautiful goal to have. It's a beautiful album. Congrats again on it. And seriously, thank you so much for taking the time to talk about it. It's been a real pleasure.
No, it's my pleasure. I mean, that you give me the opportunity of like going through the songs and expressing exactly what it means. I feel like that's one of the important parts, and for people to connect with it and enjoy it, and just talk about their passions.
And thanks to my guest. Also, thanks to you for checking out the episode in the series. Before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button. Again, you get 3 brand new interviews every single week. New one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at right here on YouTube, or of course anywhere in podcast land, including iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, NPR, or WFPK.org as well. A great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover new ones as well. Then after that, actually head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots, Facebook, Instagram, mostly on Twitter. All 3 of them, the address is at Kyle Meredith. Do hope you like and follow along. That does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.